What is going on, you guys? This is All Day Any Day 1 on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you another Defiance 2050 video. So with this video, I'm going to be giving you the Guardian build, and this is going to be for PvE content, not PvP. Eventually, I will be posting a PvP video for the Guardian. So with this build, it's not necessarily for tanking, but you could still use it for like co-op maps, tanking and whatnot. So you're going to go ahead and max out barrier because, I mean, why not? And then you're going to end up getting 1 point into health boost and 4 points into energize. Now the reason why I got at least 1 point into health boost is because 5 kills will give you up to 5% health or increase in health. Now obviously it would be really nice to have more, but to me I think energize is going to be the better choice, because every 5 seconds if you take damage you will recharge your cooldowns for all of your abilities. So to me that seemed and that felt like a better choice. And then the reflect isn't that, it's not bad, but I'd rather not use that ability in PvE at all. And then for the second one, you can choose whether you want to have bolster or taunt. They both are very good for PvE content. Taunt is great to have in PvE, like co-op and co-op maps and whatnot, where it's more team oriented. And then if you can use bolster for things like if you're doing solo play and things like arc falls and sieges and whatnot, where if there's too many enemies, it's not like taunt's gonna really be that helpful. Co-op maps, taunt definitely helps a lot. With bolster though, you will gain vitality, total max health, armor and shields, and take 50% less critical for 15 seconds, 35-second cooldown. So it's not bad. When you max it out, you get 30% vitality, which is, like I said, total of your max health, armor and shields. And then taunt, what it does is obviously taunts your enemies so you basically draw aggro so that the enemies will attack you. And it's not that long. It's about maybe 5 to 10 seconds or so for the duration of the enemies being taunted. But when you level it up, it'll increase the meter range of how far enemies can be taunted, which is going to be really useful. And then for the next one, I would only go for mortar or martyr or whatever you want to call it. So with this, it's great as a team composition type of ability, because what it does is it says when you activate your barrier, it decreases incoming damage to yourself and nearby friendly units. And that's where the energize is going to come in handy, because it's going to allow you to be able to have your barrier back up pretty quick anytime you take damage. So what would be pretty useful is if you're doing a co-op map or just anything in general, have taunt and barrier, and then with energize as well as having mortar, and you'll be able to pretty much not necessarily spam, but every 5 seconds, I would say maybe like within 20 seconds or 15 to 20 seconds, you'll be able to have your barrier back. And then it will definitely help you and your team out, because you do get 9% damage reduction. 9% doesn't sound like a lot, but it does help a lot. And the other two are not bad, but just PvE wise, it's not something I would really rely on. Heavy hitter is great though for tanking, like strictly tanking rather than mortar. But mortar, in my opinion, is going to be better support wise. With heavy hitter, you need to be able to kill the enemy or get a rescue kill, which means you kill an enemy that is focus firing on your ally. But if you're doing, let's say, fighting a boss, you can't get rescue kill, so heavy hitter is not going to be useful for that. And then you're going to have, on the next one, you're going to have 1 point, at least 1 point on second life, and then the rest put in endurance. Now, you could technically just put all your points into second life, but the reason why I put the points into endurance is because you gain a buff. Anytime you take damage, you gain a buff that lets you take less damage. So it stacks up to 3 stacks max, and then it lasts for 1 second duration. And you can have up to, so that means with this, you can have up to 15% damage reduction for 1 second, but that's obviously when you're taking damage. So you'll basically be taking 15% less damage in total if the enemies are constantly shooting at you. And then second life, what it does is when you technically would die, you would be left with 1 health bar, or 1 health, and you would be immune to all damage. Now with that being said, if you do get second life, that's when I would normally activate Bolster, because with Bolster you would get an increase in your health, and technically it's like a healing ability. When you have no health at all, you basically get a free health bar, or like, yeah, a free health bar because of that. And then you would be able to, I mean, it would go back down if you're not healed, but hopefully you would get healed eventually. And then the last one would be Steadfast. So the reason why I went with Steadfast is because you take less damage by 50%, but you will also be slowed by 25%. But like I said, you will take a lot less damage from a lot of things. So what I like to do is I like to activate Steadfast and activate Barrier, because you just take a lot less damage, and then Bolster as well. Activating Bolster, all three of those at the same time, you basically become a tank god. You can't die. I mean, I'm not saying you can't die. You still could technically die from really strong enemies, but with all three of those activated, it'll take you some time to get killed. Shockwave isn't too bad, but I would just really recommend the other one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you what each ability does, but I'm going to actually hurt myself down to where I have no health. So there's no shield, and then so second life activated. So with Bolster, as you can see, my health bar would technically increase, although it should increase. For some reason it didn't. And then you would activate all three of these. But that's pretty much it though. I don't know why Bolster didn't activate my health bar more, but normally it would. But yeah, that's pretty much it with this video. And yeah, so if you have any questions or concerns about anything, let me know down in the comment section. If this video helped you out at all, go and leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you have any suggestions, any build ideas that you would like to see, let me know as well. I am also working on other builds. Like I just said, I am working on making the PvP build video. After, I mean, I need to do a few more tweaking and whatnot, but eventually I'll have it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is All Day Any Day 1 on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, and peace.